What is up, guys? Noli here and welcome to the announcement. The announcement of a brand new DLC coming out on the 5th of December. That is Thursday. I'm going to be showing you day 1. Tomorrow I'll be doing day 2. And of course, Thursday we'll be looking at what is added itself. It is the Gage weapon pack number 1. So it seems like it's a little booster purely for weapons. I think that's the reason why it's come out so quickly since the last one. However, do not quote me on that. There is a distinct possibility based on a little bit of information added later down the page that we're going to get more than just weapons. So let me read through this. Say hello. I'm not going to swear, by the way. I would, but I'm not sure if that would offend anybody, so I will try to avoid it. Say hello to your new best friend. This is Gage, an Afghanistan vet who took a bullet for his country and turned to free enterprise when the system failed him. Gage specializes in 2 things: effing with the people that effed him, and mil-spec equipment. Problem? Don't think so. Basically, Gage can source things Bane wouldn't touch or couldn't reach. And for a price, he'll sell you anything he can get under the radar. Some of these things, though, you'll want to be real careful with because they're definitely not for the 2 noob crew, if you catch my drift. As it says here, available on Steam for PC only. Hopefully it'll be out on Xbox, but I don't know. I'm not sure how they are supporting Xbox right now. So we're going to be looking at day 1, as I said earlier, the crate added that they are showing us. What's in the box? Only Gage knows. Just kidding, he told us. Seeing as he's the #1 arms dealer this side of the civilized world, how about some awesome guns, some sweet mods, and some amazing community freebies? Let's have a look. Just be careful walking around the shop. We hear someone stepped on a landmine this one time. But where are our manners? Let's have Gage introduce himself before we proceed. Now, I thought about doing this in a deep Cockney accent, but no, to be honest, this guy is American. So, alright. So the name is Gage. We've communicated thus far through our joint partner Bane, but it's a pleasure to finally meet the Payday gang face to face. Seeing as Bane is, how to put it, a good friend of mine, I've given this a special bit, or a bit of special attention. Bane even let me tinker around in crime.net a bit. More on that later. First, we have the guns. That's a very important sentence if you ask me. The fact that he's suggesting you tinker around in crime.net surely means changes in missions, or possibly even a new mission, but as I said, don't quote me on that. So right here we are looking at the first gun added, the Eagle assault rifle, a 7.62 x 51mm gas operated rotating bolt. I'll talk you through what this gun, you might know it as, because it is quite obvious. Comes in 2 flavors, light and heavy. This is the heavy one. Works like a charm in extreme environments. Having carried this in action, it's a personal favorite of mine. Awesome looking modifications for the barrel, and also for the stock, I should say, and the grip actually. So this is the Scar H. Obviously you have the Scar L and the Scar H, I believe. L being the light and H being the heavy. It's a gun you may have seen in games like Call of Duty. It's a very low magazine capacity gun. It's also a very high damage gun with quite low recoil. So that is also what we're looking at here. We're looking at a small magazine size and thus a pretty small ammo capacity of only 4 of those mags. Damage is at 43, which is high to say the least. Accuracy and stability are nice. Concealment, not too bad for an assault rifle, and also threat. Again, it's relatively threatening. Let's say this isn't going to be a stealth gun of mine, but it does look very powerful. I've always liked the Scar in other games. So we're looking at the second gun, the Spec Ops Submachine Gun. Big enough to penetrate armor, small enough to go as your sidearm. This is a secondary. It uses the same short stroke piston gas system as rifles do. This is a lean, mean killing machine. Now, I'm a bit of a pacifist myself these days, but if I wasn't a holy effing if I wasn't, I said that wrong, but if I wasn't, holy, yeah, you get the deal there. We are looking at a gun that looks very similar to like an MSMC, sort of compact submachine gun with extreme power. The damage is evidently a lot lower than the Scar. However, the magazine and total ammo is exactly the same, which is not too shabby for a secondary. Accuracy, fine. Again, stability a little higher. I'm not sure whether that number being higher is worse, but I think it might be. Concealment is far more concealable. and threatening is far less threatening, as you'd expect. So possibly running this thing with a suppressor makes it a powerful yet very viable stealth weapon. And finally, looking at the signature, this looks like a regular sort of oh no, it's a 40 pistol, the signature 40 pistol, 40 S&W. This is essentially like signature 50-35, except it's faster, stronger, more resistant, and has higher capacity. With this on your side, you'll make Washington's finest pretty envious. Awesome looking pistol. I believe it might have been a pistol in the old game or something very similar. It looks very good. Magazine size of 12, not bad. Always like to keep those high mags on my semi-auto pistols. Total ammo is 84, and the damage is it's slightly lower than the SMG, but you always expect that from a pistol. More control, more stealth factor. Accuracy is at 12 and stability at 17. Concealment is at 29 and threat is at 9. So you're looking at a very concealable secondary as always, but it's also quite strong. Next, we're looking at the mods. There is a lot going on here. The Selective Fire Mod, always something I imagine might come. I'm not sure whether it's going to be controller compatible. However, thanks to Gage and his modding skills, you're no longer stuck with a default semi or auto fire mode on your weapons. Any weapon can fire fully auto right now has been modded with switch to semi-automatic, except the Swedish K. Its design is just too basic. But that's fair enough, as you know, the Swedish K is extremely basic, added in the most recent update. I'm not sure whether necessarily that really is why this mod isn't working on it. It might just be because it looked silly. But this mod could really change the damage of weapons, I imagine. They're obviously going to have to be very careful with how they do the recoil. So, obviously the semi in the game also can now do fully auto. Sorry about that. Things popping up on the screen. So, I'm worried that our single fire rifle is now going to be very powerful, or it's going to be not viable at all and it's going to kick too much. We'll see what happens. I can only hope for good things. So, a couple more new mods. We got the locked auto. For all of you who are mechanically inclined, Gage has included a set of single and auto fire only mod kits that will lock a weapon of your choice in either automatic fire or single fire. The trade-off is offset by different stat benefits, and what you choose is up to you and how you prefer to play. Obviously V, by the way, is the hotkey for changing the select fire. So we got locked auto, locked single, I should say. Maybe you're a technician speccing for long range sniping, or a ghost wanting some extra kick in that silent Spec Ops PDW. Maybe you're an enforcer looking to max out your accuracy with your single fire AMR, or boost your damage output with an auto locked ISMA. It's your call. The possibilities are endless. I imagine some pretty OP things can happen from these locked auto and locked single modifications. Gage says with these new custom modifications, you'll know where the shot is going to land before it lands. Nothing feels better. Best of all, you get 5 of each of these mods right in your inventory. Once you've mounted all of them, they'll start dropping as regular loot. Can't get a better deal than that, right? That is brilliant. It means I don't have to force my way through the loot tables to get that up, so I can start getting masks again. Here we go, community bonus. You do not have to buy the Gage weapon pack to enable selective fire mode. The basic fire select feature is available to the entire Payday community for free. There we go, it's not entirely a paid release. Also, this next part I'm going to talk about is free to all Payday players. So we are looking at a primary and secondary inventory increase, not the biggest thing in the world. In fact, it won't really affect me at all, but with all the new guns and mods, it seems only fair that you get more shelf space to store all that hardware. Introducing the massive 4 times plus secondary inventory increase. Gage's point of view, you know what they say, you can never have too many guns. So now you basically have more slots than there are guns in the game. Joy! When Bane and Gage put their heads together, stuff like this is what comes out of it. Enjoy. And there we go, a simple update that's really going to help us to possibly buy all guns. 36 slot inventory, not all these guns are included, of course. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at this, unlocking on Wednesday. It seems you're going to have to buy these slots, which isn't something I'm going to be rushing to do because I'm pretty low on the funds right now. As you know, I spent lots of money in doing the respecking of skill trees. But yeah, that is a large inventory. What can I say how this looks so far? The guns look awesome. pretty basic, but also a nice update that I will certainly be paying for, and possibly offering you guys in a little bit of a competition. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this. I know it's a slightly longer video than normal, but there is a lot to cover in this update, and I'm being quite detailed. I will see you all in the next episode of Mask of the Day tomorrow, and also day 2 of this update. Thanks guys, see you then.